How do you see the industry evolve in the next couple of years with AI now hacking everybody?
Two things in the industry that I think is going to be significant with AI. One, cybersecurity is going to become a culture thing for for a company, right? It's going to be what people talk about when they're saying, "Hey, I have a job opening, or I want to sell you some." People are going to start to ask, "Well, tell me about your cybersecurity posture. Tell me about how my data is going to be safe. I want to research on what you're doing for cybersecurity and how you're going to protect me." How I do believe that it is going to change the culture. Like, you're going to start to see businesses who are going to start to express, "Hey, we're a cybersecure company, right? This is what we do in order to." Second of all, we're going to see some of the people who are hit by AI but start to realize that their insurance policy does not include certain incidents, right? That they're not
Like,
going to, well, like those that are specific to AI or those that are indirectly. So I'll give an example of one that maybe isn't AI based necessarily, but is something that they're going to realize that their cyber policy doesn't cover, even a standalone policy. There was a cybersecurity incident in which a ambulance system was hacked, right? And the ambulance, which was an ambulance that was not part of a hospital, but it was a third party ambulance, right? Then goes and they aren't able to find the person that they're supposed to be going to help, right? Because the system was hacked and they couldn't log in to tell them what house that they're going to and the person that, right? So they got to the place late, right? So that's all the time. And then when the person was in the ambulance, they couldn't get all the information that they needed, couldn't get them to the hospital, and then they passed away.
it's wild.
So who's
That's a
liable?
crazy story.
Who's liable? Who's liable? Whose cyber liability does that go under?
I don't know.
All right. So that's kind of the issue, right? So now they're trying to create product because, now they're trying to create products of what they call on this.
Wait, is the ambulance driver third party? Who owns the ambulance and who's the driver?
Well,
Is it
it
two
was a
separate
third
company or
party that
one
owned the
company?
ambulance. Third party owns the ambulance, and they're just
Yeah, most
using the
ambulance are third party.
yeah, and they're just using the system, from the hospital when they get sent out to that location, right?
So I would say the lawsuit have both company name, the name of the ambulance company, and also the hospital that the call was placed.
Right. Well, but what if they wouldn't name them because they didn't know
Because
that's what they should have been doing?
because at the end of the day, your medical bill gonna come from the hospital, your
Right.
ambulance ride gonna come from the hospital. The ambulance company gonna charge the hospital, let's just say 10 grand for that ambulance ride,
Right.
and then the hospital gonna charge you 50 grand for that ambulance ride. So the people responsible are the direct people that's sending you the bill, right?
Right.
And I'm trying to go down this rabbit hole because
Yeah, you could go down this rabbit hole, but you can see where some of these changes are happening. It's like there's these downhill effects. It's not just always the company, right, that gets hacked, that is the one that gets affected, negatively affected. There's downstreams to that negative effectiveness, right? So that's where this, like you said, we need to start creating. There's a product out there, like a cyber umbrella policy, right? That not only protects you,
yeah.
but you can put other entities underneath it with you to make sure that everybody's protected from that cyber crime, not
And
just
then
the business, right?
technically the people who make the machine is also tied to the lawsuit because if they didn't do a good job to protect their machine,
Right,
whether unintentional or negligent, right?
right,
So that's three liable.
right,
And also, if the driver didn't get the proper training, then
right.
whoever trained the ambulance drivers, that's probably a subbed out third party as well. So
Yep.
that's four.
Now let's
That's
go
a
down another
weird.
rabbit hole. So what if someone could argue that a social engineering attack by a human versus a social engineering attack because by an AI bot could be different, has to have different coverage? What if there's all these different routes that could start looking at what could happen if a difference between a deep fake, right? Because you're using
Mhm.
AI and you get hit with a deep fake where, right, you think you're talking to the CFO, it all looks the same, right? Everything. I mean, how do you say, "Hey, I was the one being fooled," when I literally thought it was that person?
Deepfake has been very successful lately. I mean, there's so many
Huge,
deepfake stories.
huge. $700,000 is the last one I heard, like, an attorney gave up
They attack the
They
accounting department. They find out who the accounting department is, and they just go at them and
Yep,
paying bills and figure out who the invoice companies are.
right. Did you see that KnowBe4, which is a cybersecurity company, right? They do employee awareness training, right? They were fooled by a deep fake and they hired a software developer based on a deep fake.
You know, I just thought about something. Insurance premium financing companies,
Yep.
they handle billions and billions, and they build insurance agents and truck drivers and E&S policyholders. I mean, anytime when there's premium financing involved, that is probably a lot of liability potential risk there.
Yep.
That made me think about all the premium financing bill I ever had.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.